You are innocent until declared guilty.
FIFA will feel a tsunami coming. Trust me.
The selections of World Cup 2018 and 2022 were influenced by oil and money. Were the selections really influenced? Or is it just the scathing anger of the US and European nations after being rejected?
This is the World Cup of fraud.
Our business is our business.
A media frenzy aroused after FIFA announced that it had awarded the next two World Cups to Russia and Qatar, which were the targets of speculation over corruption and their oil wealth's influence on FIFA's decision. The speculation was that FIFA opted for money rather than a tremendous footballing experience when they chose Russia and Qatar for the World Cups of 2018 and 2022. The selection of Russia and Qatar reflected the world's tilting power base into zippier emerging markets, as shown by the recent hosting of significant events by China, South Africa, and India, continuing with Brazil's hosting of the 2016 Olympics and World Cup in 2014. Economists have touted this shift for years, and it seems that the sports community is catching on. Two factors forwarded the decision in favor of Russia and Qatar. Number one, FIFA is trying to shift the World Cup into new markets.
The institution is not corrupt. There is no corruption in football. There is corruption with individuals.
To new lands and moving away from traditional venues. Number two, it's setting both countries apart from their rivals. They had 100% government support, which contrasts with most G8 countries, where governments are seriously distracted by deficit-cutting austerity measures. The decision had huge symbolism with benefits on the geopolitical stage. No Eastern European or Middle Eastern country had hosted this kind of event before. Qatar's surprise win was expected to boost the profile of the whole region. If Qatar can pull it off, it can show the rest of the world that the Gulf states are more than just the traditional image of very conservative, oil-rich countries where there's nothing but sand and a few high-rise buildings. It will be the branding of the broader Middle East. Qatar is trying to establish itself as a more moderate cultural force in a part of the world that is replete with tension. The desert nation of Qatar beat out the United States as the 2022 World Cup host, with FIFA brushing aside doubts about soccer's showcase event for the first time in the Middle East amid blistering heat. The 22 voters on FIFA's executive committee picked Russia to stage the 2018 tournament, which is another first-time host. Oil played a significant role in the next three successful bids. Brazil, Russia, and Qatar are big oil exporters, and that wealth is helping them write the checks. Brazil is spending $2.8 billion. Russia is spending $3.82 billion. And Qatar is spending $3 billion for air-conditioned, zero-emission stadiums. Qatar is also set to invest a massive $100 billion in infrastructure in the next few years. Qatar promised to overcome the heat of up to 130 degrees with air-conditioned outdoor stadiums. After each round, the lowest vote getters were eliminated until only US and Qatar remained, with Qatar winning the final vote 14-8. The announcement of Qatar's victory over the mighty US shocked many observers. But the decision is a reflection of the post-recession world. Several newspapers across Europe and America published headlines like Qatar, which has never qualified for the World Cup finals, had a weapon in its abundant financial resources based on oil money. While Seattle Times wrote, "Qatar? Really?" Time magazine said that the results reflected the geopolitical trends. U.S. prosecutors revealed details about money paid to 5 members of FIFA's top board, ahead of the 2010 vote to choose Russia and Qatar as host. Russia defeated England to host the 2018 men's tournament, and Qatar defeated the United States by a group of voters that had already been trimmed because 2 members had been secretly filmed agreeing to sell their votes. After the accusations, officials at Russia's Soccer Federation and FIFA did not reply to an email sent after business hours to request comment, whereas Qatar denied allegations of acting improperly. More than half the people involved in the votes for the 2018 and 2022 World Cups were accused of wrongdoing, though none were criminally charged. Former U.S. national team star Eric Rinalda said oil and natural gas won today. This was not about merit. This was about money. Qatar is a country that is really going to struggle to host this event because a successful World Cup means the attendance will be twice the population. The U.S. Soccer Federation was hoping to bring the World Cup back to America for the first time since 1994 and boost the steady growth of the sport in the U.S. Russia was chosen over England, and CEO of Russia's bid, Axel Sorokin, said that we cannot really express how happy we are, and it's a great victory. Corruption allegations led to 2 executive committee members being excluded from the final votes, adding fire to the controversy. American sports executives were left to wonder what they had to do to host another major international event, as the International Olympic Committee also chose Rio de Janeiro over Chicago for the 2016 Olympics. Obama said that letting Qatar host the World Cup was a wrong decision, while Qatar used its 30 minutes presentation to underline how the tournament could unify the region ravaged by conflict, also promising to dismantle the stadiums built for the tournament and give them to needy countries. Qatar promised to spend $50 billion on infrastructure and $4 billion to build 9 stadiums and renovate 3 others. Qataris and workers from South Asia immediately started dancing in the streets along Doha's Gulf waterfront, celebrating the selection, while Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin put the cost at around $10 billion. Some commentators said that the eventual bill could be near 5 times that amount. FIFA's inspection report highlighted heat-related danger, as the average high in late June is 106 degrees. Still, Qatar said the World Cup thrived despite hot temperatures during tournaments in Mexico in 1970 and 1986, and the US in 1994. Qatar bid officials were very delighted and thanked on behalf of millions of people living in the Middle East, saying that they are very hospitable and welcome people from all parts of the world. Bid Chief Executive Hassan Al-Thawadi promised Israel would be allowed to participate if it qualified, and that groundwork was being laid for the Women's League. What do you think? Was the selection really corrupted by the power of oil and money? Or are these just false claims? Why has the USA been given the opportunity to host the 2026 World Cup? Is it influenced by the power of the US dollar, or is the one world order still in effect? Share your opinions in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Until next time.